G'day, excuse the feet. It's a nice hot day here in Australia, and today we're going to show you the HuntingDoor string materials. So here's a selection of colours. These two are like a Dyneema blend, but black, red, white, yellow. They're like B52, so they stretch a little bit for like your non-reinforced tip bows. I'm going to make a string for the Han bow. So you'll need the old string. This is my old string. I'm going to make a solid colour one. You don't need these, but they help. These are some 3D printed string tools. HuntingDoor's serving jig. They also sell this. It's really cheap and it's amazing. You can get a kit that comes with this, a serving thread of your colour choice. So mine came with blue. For the focus there, and they give you some bowstring wax. So the only thing you have to make yourself is a jig. It is just 2 pieces of timber, some feet, a bolt that runs all the way through so that this piece can pivot, and then you've got just 2 pegs, however long you need to get the top loop, another fixed peg down the bottom there, and I've anchored there, and I've wrapped around 10 total times. So you start here, go around, that's 1, go around, that's 2, so that you have 10 strands either side to make a total of 20 strands, because I like slightly thicker strings. So once you've got it to this point, I'll just turn the back here and show you what that looks like. When you turn it, it'll look like this. So here's all your strands. Try your best to keep them free of twists. That's where these come in. You just stick one, kind of there. Stick another one, because I don't want the twists. Stick it here, and then the twists are going to get covered in serving, so you're not going to see them anyway. So I'll just get the serving jig ready. So a quick overview of the serving jig. You go around one of the pegs, back around, so it's like a snake pattern, like an S, and then out through the bottom. This is your tensioner. You don't want it too tight, but you want it tight enough that it, makes it nice and tight. So I'll get it started and show you. So to start a serve on an end loop, so you're going to go half the distance roughly of the loop, and then flip it over, and then there's your other half, because they're going to get folded and meet in the center, but this loop's a little small. So you wrap it around, you lay one line this way, and you wrap the jig around it probably 5 times, and then you can push all this up to this end and just pull on this tag end, and then wrap another 5 times with the jig. So we can do this one-handed. Just wind the jig up, and it's literally this easy. Just make sure they're all stacked up, and you literally just go like this. HuntingDoor's jig makes it so easy. So you can see there it slipped, so that means that my tension isn't enough. So just tighten a little bit, pull on this loose end to make sure it's nice and tight, and then just wrap. You can see it's starting to twist there. That's why these are in. As long as the twists don't go past this pole, you're fine. So once you've done a couple, you can take that tag end that was here, lay it back this way, and then continue to serve over it, and then you just spin to win. You just keep doing this, and I'll show you when we get to the other side. So when you reach the end, I'm going to pull off a length. I'll just get it ready. So now that we've got our tail end, it wraps this way, so we're going to take it. If I can get it to focus. So we're basically going to throw it over, like, like this, and then that loop that we've made, we're going to wrap that tail end back around towards the serving we just did through this loop. So I'll do that and show you like this. So this bottom one is the wraps, and then you hold that off to the side, and then as you begin wrapping the same way the serving jig was going, it's going to unwrap from this side. So if you get that. So because the serving jig wraps this way, it's going to unwrap that end loop, and then it's going to wrap around this tail end. So I'll do that and show you. Now I've got the tail end in place. As you can see, when you wrap it around, you want to try and keep them straight. And then as you get towards the end, you can pull on this tail, and it will cinch everything up. Pull it nice and tight. Some people continue this as you wrap the two strings together, but I like to do separate ones, because then I can make sure that this is good and tight. So after you've done that, note that there's no twist. Also note there's no twist. You can pull the string tools out, and then, this is why you use a jig. When you are finished, you rotate it back. See, there's a little bit of twist here, that's alright. And they're not even, so we just slide them until they become even, and then you can cut these anchoring strings now. So I'll just do that. You can see these twists, what look like twists, are just actually the anchoring string. Like that. And then just cut this off here. And with this bowstring material, you can just get a little bit of the wax included in the serving jig kit. Just put a little bit of wax there, and then rub that loose end in. That'll help hold it. So now we serve these two together, and then that will create our end loop. So I'll get that started and show you what it looks like. So we just start doing it like this. This peg will stop the twists going further down, and then you just, like before, start spinning. If your line comes off, it's okay, just get the twists, make sure the twists are up here. You can get them out now, luckily, but when we serve the other end, you're not going to be able to get the twists out. And see how it's twisting up here? Just means that I've got tension on the jig. And then you just keep spinning. So I'll get back to you when we get up here. As you start to get up to where your loop joins, you need to make sure that your jig is actually advancing, because sometimes, because of the change in thickness, it can actually jump up like it has here. Let's see if I can show that. It can jump up like this, and it'll start going backwards. So you want to make sure that it's advancing. So I'll continue this and show you when I get further up. Once you've got your desired loop length, you do again, pull out a length, and then back serve. So the jig's going over, so we're going to wrap our tag end underneath and then wrap back through the loop. This one might be hard to see because it's black on white, but like that. Put your tag in this way, and then start wrapping the loop back around. And then for a loop serve, I like to just throw in a couple of these just to help anchor this end so it doesn't go anywhere. If you want, you can put a little bit of super glue on the knot, but just be careful not to get it on the actual string material, because it can burn through it, and then you just melt your tag in. Alright, now I've purposely put some twist in this, just to show you that while you're at this point with only one end done, you can still get it out. So you come down here, get your two, bring them up. There's all the twists. So all you do is you keep this line on this peg and then take the loop off and untwist it. You can see here, sorry about the focus. And then you can just untwist it, like so. And then you put this loop down that end and swap ends and do it all again. So you swap ends and then twist your jig out. Sorry about that. Twist your jig out. Just like this. If you have any twists, like I have a little bit of twist in this, just try your best to get it in here, in between the two pegs. So this one has no twist. Sorry about the focus. See here, this line has no twists, but this side has some twist. So you just got to try and get it around the peg here and get it in the middle. So I'll just do that. Then once you got it to this point, you just do it all again. This is where these tools come in handy. So this is how you get all the twists out. You put them in between and then slide it all the way up to the end, and it'll bring all the twists here, and then you just serve around them to cover them up. Once you've served both ends, so you can tell if you've done it good, so the strands aren't twisted. Now we'll just chuck it on the bow. You can see the brace height is a little low, but that's fine. I like to let it sit untwisted. So you can see here, the strands are separate, they're not twisted. And I will take a heavy-handed amount of bowstring wax, and you just, smear it. I like to be really liberal with this, because the more you wax your string now, it'll protect it better, and because the fibers are all separate, the wax is really going to penetrate. So I'll just get it waxed up and I'll show you what it looks like. So when I say a heavy amount of wax, this is what I mean. And then rub it in. Then once you got all of the wax rubbed in, I like to sorry, fighting with the focus here. You let it sit for a day strong, so that the string can stretch out a bit before you start shooting it. Just helps the fibers in the end loops sit into each other. And yeah, so I'll twist this up now, get it to brace height, and then let it sit for 24 hours, and then serve the center, and you're done. So yeah, that's how we make a bowstring.